It was an ordinary Tuesday afternoon when I found myself sitting in the back of the classroom, my mind wandering as Professor Harris lectured on the intricacies of human psychology. He was captivating with a voice that could draw anyone in, but today, my thoughts were elsewhere. I had been struggling with my own feelings, caught in a web of infidelity that I had never anticipated as the lecture progressed. I couldn't help but steal glances at him. Professor Harris was not just intelligent, he was charismatic. With an air of confidence that made him irresistible, his dark hair was slightly soiled and his tailored suit accentuated. His athletic build I had always admired, him from afar, but today something felt different. The tension in the room was palpable, and I could sense that I wasn't the only one feeling it after class. As my classmates filed out, I lingered, behind pretending to gather my things. I could feel my heart racing as he approached me, a curious smile on his face. "Is there something you'd like to discuss?" he asked, his eyes locking onto mine. I hesitated, my mind racing with possibilities. I just wanted to ask about the assignment. I stammered, my voice barely above a whisper. He nodded, stepping closer, and I could smell his cologne, a mix of cedar and something warm. That made my heart race even faster as we talked. The conversation shifted from academics to more personal topics. Found myself opening up to him in a way I had never expected. He listened intently, his gaze unwavering, and I felt a connection that was both thrilling and terrifying. I knew I was crossing a line, but the chemistry between us was undeniable. Before I knew it, we were standing close, the air thick with unspoken words. "You're bright student," he said softly, his voice low. "I see so much potential in you." My breath hitched in my throat as I realized how much I craved his approval and something more, an armament of reckless abandon. I leaned in, our lips brushing together in a tentative kiss. It was electric, igniting a fire within me that I had never felt before. I knew I was playing with fire, but the thrill of the forbidden was intoxicating. We pulled away, both breathless, and I could see the conflict in his eyes. "We shouldn't," he started, but I interrupted him, my heart pounding. "But we want to," I replied, my voice barely a whisper. The tension hung in the air, thick and heavy, as we both grappled with the reality of what we were doing. In that moment, the classroom transformed into a sanctuary of secrets, a place where we could explore our desires without judgment. We spent the next few weeks navigating this dangerous liaison meeting in hidden corners of the campus, stealing moments that felt both exhilarating and wrong. Each encounter was a mix of passion and guilt, a dance of emotions that left me breathless. I was living a double life, torn between my responsibilities and the thrill of this new relationship. I knew I was risking everything: my reputation, my future, and the trust of my partner. But the allure of Professor Harris was too strong to resist. Our meetings became more intense, charged with an urgency that left me craving more. In the dim light of his office, we would lose ourselves in each through the world outside, fading away. His hands would explore my body, igniting sensations I had never experienced before. I could feel the heat radiating between us, a magnetic pull that drew us closer. One afternoon, as we met in his office, the door locked behind us. I felt a rush of adrenaline he pulled me into, his arms, our bodies colliding with a fervor that took my breath away. His lips found mine, and I melted against him, surrendering to the moment. I could feel his hands roaming my back, pulling me closer, as if he wanted to consume me entirely. "Are you sure about this?" he murmured against my lips, his breath warm and inviting. I nodded, my heart racing with desire. I wanted him, needed him, and in that moment, nothing else mattered. As sore kisses deepened, I felt his hands slide beneath my shirt, exploring the soft skin of my waist. A shiver ran down my spine as he traced his fingers along my curves, igniting a fire within me that I couldn't control. I was lost in a whirlwind of passion, the thrill of the forbidden, heightening every sensation. But as the days turned into weeks, the weight of our secret began to take its toll. I found myself constantly looking, my shoulder worried that someone would discover our affair. The thrill of the chase was exhilarating, but the fear of being caught loomed over me like a dark cloud one fateful afternoon. As Wemmet in his office, the door suddenly swung open and a fellow student walked in, the shock on their face was evident, and in that moment, I felt my world shatter. The consequences of our actions were about to unfold, and I knew there was no turning back. The student's eyes widened in disbelief, and I could feel my cheeks flush with embarrassment and fear. Professor Haar quickly stepped back, his expression shifting from desire to panic. "This isn't what it looks like," he stammered, but the words felt hollow. I could see their realization dawning on the student, and I knew that our secret was out in the aftermath. I was left to pick up the pieces of my life. The thrill of infidelity had come at a steep price, and I was forced to confront the reality of my choices I had to face. The fallout, not just with my partner, but with myself. The whispers around campus grew louder, and I felt the weight of judgment bearing down on me. As I navigated the chaos, I found myself reflecting on the intoxicating allure of our affair. The moments we shared were filled with passion and excitement, but they were also laced with guilt and regret. I had tasted something forbidden, and now I was left grappling with the consequences. The connection I felt with Professor Harris was undeniable, but it was also a reminder of the choices I had made. I had crossed a line that I could never uncross, and the reality of my actions began to sink in. I had betrayed not only my partner, but also the trust one had in myself as I distanced myself from the chaos. I realized that infidelity is a complex web of emotions, desires, and consequences. It's a journey that can lead to self-discovery, but it can also leave scars that last a lifetime. The thrill of the chase may have been exhilarating, but the aftermath was a painful reminder of the choices we make in the name of desire. If you found this story intriguing, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Have you ever found yourself in a similar situation? Let's discuss the complexities of relationships and the choices we make. Your story matters, and together we can navigate the intricate dance of love and desire.